Give it a few minutes, let some people come in. All right, everybody. People are starting to come in, so start letting me know who you are. I know I'm doing it's 2:45 on a Saturday. Start leaving comments, guys. I'm gonna also be able to see Facebook comments too, by the way. So Rita P. What up, girl? So, what are y'all up to? What do we want to talk about today? What's on your mind? Rita's working. All right, hopefully we'll be able to give you some kind of... We'll try and keep you entertained, Rita. Working on it. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let people come into the room. But Ron's here. What's up, Ron? All right, guys, so start peppering me with questions or anything that you want to talk about, and let's just get this started. What do you think they're actually building under the old East Wing? Well, there is an old bunker down there to save the president in the event of an aerial attack on the White House. And I did a recent video, Rita, like a 5-minute video where I showed Solomon's Temple versus this. That's what I think it basically is, to be honest with you. Give me a sec, guys. Whoa. Shit. The 84th Gym Jam. Hello, hello. Mike, I saw Cloud, Black Cloud. I think it was a demon. Where and when? Three Eye Atlas. Is it real or is it a hoax? I'm so bored with this Three Eye Atlas bullshit, to be honest with you. Anything. It's like, all right, I believed in aliens, right? I believed in aliens. And then the government came out and said they were aliens. And I went, now I don't think so anymore. It's that sort of thing where everybody's talking about it. I don't really believe it. I've seen a lot of people talking about the Three Eye Atlas. I couldn't even tell you who's actually got the best information about it out there, to be honest with you. Well, what do you guys think about the Three Eye? First of all, what do you guys think it is? I want to get your collective opinion about what you think the Three Eye is. Welcome back. Not care for the fake Karens. Thank you. I felt a dark hug a few months ago. Dogs barking. I felt it hug me. It was creepy, but I was only thinking the song Bob Marley. Don't worry. After 2 days, it was gone. Please, Jiminy, tip next time. Don't be scared. Stay in your light. Were you sleeping? Were you in bed? Give me more information about what happened, basically. Barker's here. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. In my house a few months ago, dogs were staring at the wall. It turned into a cloud, flew in the bedroom. I would smudge the house just to be safe, to be honest with you. I wouldn't worry about these things. You got to understand, guys. Non-physical entities desperately need a host to become physical. That's what they crave. That's what they want. That's why they possess. I don't know. I've heard of Hatman before. Possibility. They're just in general. There are some spirits that come. They just visit. Mothman. If you smudge the room, you burn like Palo Santo, for example. If you don't like the smell of sage, because I hate sage. I can't stand sage. But Palo Santo, for example, it smells really nice to me. So if you just burn that, just cover the room with it, they won't bother you. Most of them are just curious. I think it's a Hode, okay? A big rock. They're making a big deal out of everything, right? Oh, Ron says it was daylight. I wouldn't sweat it, to be honest with you. Remember, non-physical entities feed off of energy, positive or negative, and they want your negative fear energy. If you don't give it to them, they will go away. Summer, I had the smudge stick. It was sitting on it. Huh. Ron, reach out to me privately. Afternoon all. Hello, hello. Need our attention first. Exactly. Open windows and doors to smudge. Exactly. Yes, I have Palo Santo. It normally makes it happy and leave. Good. What's up, Ricky? Pat Breeze is here. I believe 3i Atlas is a hoax. Nibiru Planet X 2.0. I am so torn with Nibiru on two things. Number one, Nibiru, I don't think is a planet. The word Nibiru in Sumerian means crossing or to cross over. It's the story of the river Styx, the 2 gold coins to pay the ferrymen, take you to the afterlife. I think Nibiru is the place after. There are some people that believe the Anunnaki story so thoroughly that I'm going to have my friend John on because he's an Anunnaki expert. He has an honorary doctorate from Providence College. He has simulated the return. The idea, okay, so like, right, ready? You have your sun, and then you have the planets that go around it, right? They all go like this. Nibiru supposedly goes like this and comes into our orbit every 3,600 years, which is if you actually follow the Shars and what they're talking. And I'm not talking about Billy Carson, guys, so get that out of your mind. I do not talk about Billy Carson. I don't think he offers anything to the table. But if you were looking at the Shar system and everything, we're about 6.5 years away from the Sumerian return. Who's here? Hold on. Speaking of my best friend, his son, Mike, is here. I had Mike on to do a quantum physics presentation. Anyway, I believe 3i Atlas is a hoax, guys. It's a distraction. And it's meant to be confusing. The information is meant to be confusing and to not give you real, honest information because it keeps you talking. What you're going to want to do is, well, let me ask you guys. Besides me, when you go on like Twitter, and I still call it Twitter, when you go on Twitter, give me some of the screen names of the people that you guys follow, and I'll tell you what I think about them. Let's start there. I know, but it took 3 days. Yeah, but if nothing bad happened to you, then it's just, I wouldn't worry. Read out to me. I use the username Jim Jam. It's me, Johnson, by the way. Mikey, it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. I missed you when I came up to visit New York. I didn't get to see you or your brother. Hopefully next time I come up, I'll get to see you guys. What's on your mind, bud? Ricky River Wake. When are you and Chief doing another show, bro? I actually just texted him yesterday or 2 days ago. And I was like, dude, let's do a meet and greet. Let's do a meetup. And we'd mentioned that. We had talked about it before. We were gonna do something like that. But I brought it up to him again, and I was like, let's actually do this. And he was like, yeah, I'll see what's going on. I'll put something together, and we should do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a live stream, but I'm not gonna come at him with the astrotheology or this. We're just going to talk. We're just gonna see where the conversation goes, and just share the knowledge and information that we have. So it will be soon. I will be posting about it, and we will be giving you guys a heads up about it. Happy Sabbath, November. Why, thank you. Not sure about Three Eye Atlas, but what is mysterious is why they stopped most of the coverage on it. Believe it's a good way to start Project Bluebeam. Oh, they've been doing Project Bluebeam forever. Remember Coachella like 8, 9, 10, 12 years? I don't even remember how long ago it was when Tupac came out. That should have been the first. The drone shows in China. Right? AI is to the point right now where we give it a year and it will be indistinguishable. I'll give you guys an example. Many of you guys know that I'm from New York. And in college, I was an Abercrombie store model and I used to be an actor. I took acting lessons and I was acting actively for a while. Now, that was in like 99, 98, 2000, 2001, around that time period. AI wasn't really big then. When you used to act, we used to, when they would hire you, you used to physically go to a location like a library or something. They would set up the cameras, give you the books, you would act. Nowadays, it's 85 to 90%, and I'm guessing, and I think that's at least 85 to 90% is in front of a green screen. For those of you who don't know what a green screen is, the background is all green, right? So it would just be me in front of the background that's green. And what you can do is you can put in a background. So most of acting right now is not acting at all. Most of acting right now is just looking like you're at the place for the camera. And I can always tell when it's a real set or not. Now, this is important too because we're talking about Project Bluebeam here, right? AI is going to be indistinguishable. The videos that are going to come out, because it's not really quite there yet. AI still has problems with the fingers and the toes, which is why I tell you people, if you're going to go commit a crime, buy a sixth finger that hangs onto your finger from Amazon. Because when they review the security tape and they see the sixth finger, they're going to think it's AI and it's going to be inadmissible. So, or just in general, if you don't want to be recorded or something, wear a fake sixth finger. AI will get there eventually. Also, like the faces of AI are not quite there. I forget what it's called. There's a term. There's an actual term for what it's called when you see a human face, but it is slightly off, so slightly off that it doesn't look human, and humans are revolted by it. And I forget the term for it, but that's where we're at right now. But within a year, it'll be indistinguishable. You think that the president's at the White House, meanwhile he's in front of a green screen in Panama. I mean, it's all acting. Bluebeam is getting there, but AI is not quite there. That's why there's such a rush for it. Now, if you know what Elon Musk has done, who's one of the most brilliant people in the world, I'm not talking about what he wants to do to people. I'm talking about him being one of the most brilliant people. His XAI bought X. It incorporated it. And that in turn, and I don't think you guys understand how AI serious it is. There are people who are graduating with PhDs from, there's a few really good computer programming schools. Berkeley is one of them, the liberal Berkeley in California. These PhDs are graduating and they're going to work for Google and they're going to work for Elon and they're going to work for Zuckerberg. And they're signing $250 million contracts with the caveat that they have direct access to Elon or Mark Zuckerberg. They're poaching each other left, right, and center. Zuckerberg has a list of people that he wants to work for him. And he reaches out to them directly and offers it to them. The money is so insane. I'm talking a contract worth $250 million. That's your salary. if you're working as a PhD on Facebook or Meta or X, for example, it's a race right now. AI will take over. Um, Project Bluebeam. So the idea of Project Bluebeam, guys, is that there's going to be like a holographic projection of like Jesus or Muhammad coming out of the clouds, and everyone's going to go ape shit. Um, that's basically what it is. We're not quite there yet, but I guarantee you, without a doubt, if the legends of Sumer are true, Nibiru is a real planet, and it comes back in 6.5 years, by then, AI will be indistinguishable. So with that, I laugh about Atlas. Yeah, it's like the Black Knight satellite, guys. Like, how long have you heard about the Black Knight satellite, and how much real information do you have on it? Corporametrics, glad to see you're back. All these people that I didn't even recognize are here. I also did something. I tweaked my StreamYard so that I can now see comments from Facebook. Because before it used to just post on my live stream on Facebook and I wouldn't see the comments here. Now I see the comments here and I see everybody that's here. So cool, sounds good. Have you seen the Neo and Figure 03 home robots? Yeah. Oh my god, I just heard about something that's absolutely batshit crazy. You know these robots that clean the floors? The little Roombas or whatever? They have backdoor channel access left open, and if you turn that off, the machine no longer works. What this robot does is, aside from cleaning up the floor, what it does is it maps a blueprint of your layout of your house and sends it to people. Not just anybody, but like people that have set this up. It's insane. I've heard a story that a dishwasher overheard two people discussing a murder that they had committed, and the dishwasher called the police. This is some scary shit going on out there, guys. But again, if you want smart everything, you got to realize that. Like what happened with Michael Hastings and Paul Walker. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing new. I mean, if you got a computer in your car, they don't even have to cut your brake lines anymore. They could just drive it. They could just take it over and crash it. Most computer programmers, at least the ones that I know, have flip phones and have TVs from like the early 90s. Honestly, fax machine, not even printers. Everything with a smart chip. It's unbelievable what's happening with AI. Uncali Valley, yes. Pat Breeze is here. I haven't seen Pat in a while. Corporations have better AI than the public has access to. It's unbelievable. Like what I just told you about the Roomba that maps out, it maps out the house. And if you turn off the backdoor channel, if you actually know what you're doing when you physically open the thing up and you fuck with it, it no longer works. The paper AI 2027 shows the scenarios. Mikey, elaborate on that, Mikey. Come to me with the knowledge that you have. And I'd like to interview you again, brother. I miss you to death, kid. But come to me with some more information. How this applies to like Agenda 2030. Princeton lab producing plasmoid orbs recall UFOs over New Jersey. I guess we're beyond reverse engineering at this point, huh? Karen is here from Facebook. What up, Karen? What's on your mind, girl? I'm going to show you what you guys need to do. All this crazy stuff that's going on. Get yourself a dog. Get no dog. Say hi, Lola. Get yourself a dog because they will love you through the apocalypse. And this one is the most chill of them all. My little Chihuahua. Get a pet. She's my little girl. She just hangs out with me. I like pets more than I like humans. I love the dog. Hug for him. She's a good girl. Lola's a good girl. Yeah. Come on, guys. What else is on your mind? What else is on your mind? Got a decent amount of people here for just a random pickup. On a Saturday. What else is on your mind that we could touch on? And what do you guys think this 3i Atlas is? Do you remember when the Diddy trial came out and the Epstein file was about to come out? So suddenly they started showing aliens in Mexico, and then no one gave a shit about it. Like to see what else is on your guys' mind. If you guys have any more comments. Let me see what's going on here. Hold on a sec. Mars and Scorpio, chaos and change. Ron says, just asking, how do I get the metals out of my body? You can do a couple of things. Nanotech, for example. Nicotine. Nicotine pouches. Nicotine destroys nanotech. That's why Chuck Schumer tried to ban them. Remember he tried to ban Zyn through Congress and it didn't work? Nicotine breaks apart nanotech. But what you're looking for here to get the metals out of your body, the process is called chelation. And you can look for companies that help do that. Places that have med beds. I'm friends with them. The Rife Machine. I'm friends with Matt Rife. The Rife Machine. There are all sorts of things that you can do. They're foot detoxes too. But look up chelation. I have just binged hours of podcasts with Tracy Twyman. Oh, God rest her soul. I mean, listening to Tracy Twyman or like Bill Cooper, that's an easy way to go absolutely insane. It's just so much truth coming at you at one time that it's just like, it's insane. Which one do you like about Tracy? And do me a favor, remind people exactly what Tracy was killed for. AI 2027 explores two scenarios, speeding up in which we never solve alignment, in the scenario of slowing down where we trade off more powerful AI for alignment. Both involve world peace through AI. I don't think that's happening, Mikey. I'll tell you why. Because we have the ability to control super intelligent AI the same way that monkeys can control us. It's like everybody is like rushing for the next cutting edge thing. That's why AI, the money in AI, is so absurd. Imagine like, you get a job and they're like, oh yeah, you get 60 grand a year. That's what you get. No, you're getting a bonus of $200 million to work for them. But you have to obviously sign non-compete, non-disclosure, and all that sort of stuff. The idea is basically by, I think, 2030, I could be wrong, or 2050, the idea is that AI will control everything, robots will do everything, and humans will stay at home and get a universal basic income. Bev, what's up, Bev? So very much, and simultaneously nothing continues to bounce around my head. And animals are so much better compared to most people. Absolutely. I smoke. I did not get the you now what never. Weed or cigarettes? The problem, I smoked cigarettes for 30 years, guys. I just switched to nicotine. Um, what's addicting? And look what they say here. What does it say here? It's backwards. I'll read it to you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Nicotine is not a fucking addictive chemical, okay? We have nicotine receptors, just like we have cannabinoid receptors in our brain. We get nicotine daily from nightshade vegetables, eggplants, tomatoes. We get nicotine. Nicotine is needed for the body. They just don't want you to know that. What's addicting is the chemicals in the cigarettes. Nicotine itself isn't addicting. I would suggest if you're a non-smoker and you want to break down the nanotechnology that's in your bloodstream from maybe the COVID shot if you took it, or other things, go to 7-Eleven or something and get a pack or a tin of 3 milligram nicotine. Take it once in the morning and once in the evening. Now, you're going to find two things that's going to happen. Number one, your energy is going to shoot through the fucking roof because nicotine is a way bigger stimulant and exercises your demons more than coffee, cappuccinos, or any of that kind of shit concerned. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is when you do go to sleep, if you were to put a pouch in your mouth and fall asleep, you will have the most intense, realistic dreams that you've ever had in your entire life. The DMT will flood, you will have a good night's sleep, and you will wake up refreshed in the morning. And I'm talking powerful dreams, guys. So go to 7-Eleven, get one of these. See, mine is 9 milligrams because I used to smoke, so I need more. But if you don't smoke, pick up a 3 or a 6 milligram one. At that level, you're gonna feel stimulated, but you might feel a little dry throat, a little dizzy, lightheaded, which is the feeling that smokers are always trying to chase. They're trying to chase that first cigarette where they were lightheaded and just lying down for 3 hours, like the first time you tried pot, right? You're always chasing that initial dragon, right? What do you think about Stephen Greer? Well, Bev, I think that to be perfectly honest with you, I think that Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 and this To the Stars Academy has more of the truth than Stephen Greer. The idea that anyone that has true disclosure, truth. When I say disclosure, guys, disclosure doesn't mean aliens. That's what people don't seem to understand. When you have all these disclosure conferences, that's not what I mean. Disclosure is not aliens. Disclosure is the most updated alien technology. Things that are black box. What we have out here are stealth fighter pilots using. We're 30 years ahead of that in black box projects. That's disclosure. Stephen Greer is a celebrity in the same sense that David Wilcock has disclosure. They're celebrity faces. When you get to a certain point, they try and buy you off. And if they can't buy you off, they make you irrelevant. And if you're not going to be irrelevant and people are still going to watch you, they kill you. That's basically what happens. I don't think Stephen Greer has the answers, to be honest with you. I think people that get stonewalled, those are the ones that have the answers. Just look at what Wernher von Braun had on his tombstone. What biblical passage? Psalm 19:11. Now look up Psalm 19:11 or 19:1. I'm sorry. Any thoughts of her and her ideas about world on top of our world, and the Masonic symbol represents a portal and the G is for gamma? I am a very big proponent of those maps that show the Atlantic ice wall circle around the world and the lands outside of it. I'm a big proponent of that. I also don't think the Earth is flat, and I also don't think the Earth is round. I think it is a realm. And I think based on observation, as quantum physics shows us, that it's micro or macro, depending on the observation, changes things. The Masonic symbol for G, from what I had learned inside there, is for God or geometry. It has nothing to do with gamma. But that's what I learned, and I'm no longer with them anymore. Okay, thanks. I heard chlorophyll. Like the stuff that makes the plants green? How do you mean by that? Karen says, depends on types of heavy metals. Essential oils, chelate. Yeah, that's what I was saying, chelation. Natural tobacco, correct. Absolutely, like the spirit cigarettes that you can buy at the Indian Reserves. Biofeedbacks can, yes, like med beds. pH, correct. And if so, Karen, pH correct. 7 is water, right? And 1 is the most acidic, or the closer to 0 is the most acidic, and 14 is the most basic. Humans, if they maintain slightly more alkaline, tumors and cancers can't grow. Tumors and cancers only grow in acidic environments. And that's the other thing. I teach quantum medzoom. Oh, I would love to interview you. The other thing about tumors, for example, cancer, is your body collects all this shit from your body, from the lymph nodes. Right? Remember, your lymph nodes are basically the highway system for your body. So if something hits the lymph node system, it has a straight shot access to go all over the place. So the idea is to keep it away from it. A tumor is basically just crap in your body, and it's being held together by a protein sheath. And what happens is it's not spreading. But when they find a tumor and then they puncture it to test if it's what's the word? Like cancerous, or basically when they break the protein sheath, it leaks everything out. It's like what happens is, like, you have a garbage can, right? You throw all your shit in it, all your garbage can, and then you take the garbage bag and then you tie it. And then the garbage is nice, neatly put in there. But then if I take a fucking needle and I stab the bag and open it, all this shit is going to leak out all over the house, and it's going to make a scene. There are so many natural ways to heal. Karen perhaps can elaborate a little bit more on that. Like I mentioned, we have nicotine receptors and we have cannabinoid receptors in our body. In our brains, we have receptors that are specifically created just for that. Word regarding Tracy, yeah. Whistleblower about child traffickers at CAM is Arizona. Do you guys understand why child trafficking is such the actual reason why child trafficking happens? It is a business that is worth billions and billions of dollars a year. And what I tell you guys, when something is worth money, it's like an organism. It takes a life of its own. Just like any 3-letter agency that's opened up. The ATF, Homeland Transportation, all this kind of shit that opens up, they take a life on their own when they start taking in money. Child trafficking is a billion and billion dollar business. And what it does is these kids are trafficked and then they're tortured for their blood for adrenochrome. Do you guys ever wonder why these celebrities just like hit 60 and they look, you know when they do that, right? They're like the before and after of the chick from Top Gun and Tom Cruise, and then shit the chick from Top Gun looks like shit, and then Tom Cruise looks identical. That's the highest level of everything. The highest level is the adrenochrome. How you know that's the case is because after someone stops taking it, they age like Mel Gibson in that movie Forever Young. Look at Bill Clinton. Camp. Love Atlas, the guy take by Mspiracy on X YouTube and another level. Karen, I recently, like a month ago, discovered Mspiracy, and I am just in love with her. I love it. I reached out to her, but I don't think I'm a big enough channel that she's going to be able to see it or whatever. I think Mspiracy is incredible. She's one of the few people that I watch. Who else do you guys watch on YouTube or X? She was also talking about the internet completely mirroring us and being hijacked before she died. Yeah, if you get to talk about the dead internet theory, right, guys? The dead internet theory goes something basically like this. Remember when video games first came out, the computer games and everything? And a computer program wasn't popular enough to have so many players, so what they did was they created NPCs. Or they created a bunch of non-people players in the game so that you can actually play the freaking game. So that you can fight against 10 different people or whatever. And because this company created a game and only 3 people know about it. Well, they needed other people to come fight. Well, that's the idea of the dead internet theory. The dead internet theory, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember, it was, I think 65 to 70% of internet traffic is not human. It's AI. And I think it could be even higher than that, to be honest with you. You never know who's really interacting with you. Tobacco, yes. Did you catch Elon's ex Grimes say there won't be jobs after AI, but there won't be many people? So, yeah, you're talking about La Purga, right? That's going to come back like the Catholic Church. It's going to happen all over again. The idea that we're overpopulated, guys, is fucking nonsense. You got to understand, people like living by the water. That's what people do. So people line up along the coasts. That's anywhere you go. But in the middle of the country, okay, if I were to take every single person that's on Earth, and I don't even believe in the 8-9 billion people thing. I don't even believe that. I think it's way less, to be honest with you. But if I were to take every single person on Earth, you could fit them side by side in the Grand Canyon and have leftover room. You could take every family on Earth, put them in Alaska, give them every family could have a 2,000 square foot home in Alaska, and you would have leftover room. Overpopulation is nonsense. And I talk about the fact that the 500 million number, like from the Georgia Guidestones that people were talking about, the 500 million number comes from the Book of Emmanuel. That, I almost said Ron Wyatt, but it's not Ron Wyatt. What is his freaking name? I forget the guy's name. The UFO guy. But whatever. There won't be as many people. So, well, people are panicky. Guys, the boomer generation is the last generation of people who did not grow up in the technology age. They still grew up in the watching the news propaganda age. They're the ones that are still in charge. When the boomer generation goes, you're going to see a big change in the world. You're going to see a huge change in the world. There won't be as many people. I'm telling you, universal basic income, like Andrew Yang teased it years ago. Like Bill Gates is floating this. He's like, AI will do everything, and people maybe have to go to work 2 days a week, and then they'll have more time to do what they love to do. That's not what they want to do. Do you believe that? Do you believe that's what's going to happen? That AI is going to come in, you're going to get a universal basic income plus the income that you work at your job twice a week? It's a holly plant. Okay. Michelle's here. Great to see you, Micah. I can't believe I finally caught alive. Michelle, I've missed you. I'm glad that I'm back. Kyle's here. You're dank, man. Much love. Thank you. That's a real last name, by the way, guys. This is not a pen name. I'm not an actor. I mean, I was, but I'm not. Dank is my real last name, and it's fucking awesome. Tobacco is considered a sacred plant. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Zone 9, fillers, nicotine, pharmaceutical grade, fillers, microcrystalline cellulose, flavorings, food grade flavorings, sweeteners, erythritol, sucralose, pH adjusters, sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, ammonium chloride can just get natural tobacco. Exactly. Nicotine is addictive the same way sugar is. The point is the fact that nicotine is in your system. The concern is the flood of nicotine causing your receptors to need more for the same event. We can talk about people abusing cheeseburgers or abusing soda, or you can abuse anything. What I'm saying is your body has a natural receptor to it. And if you treat it as such, like take 3 milligrams in the morning, 3 milligrams in the evening, you'll find it works better than coffee, and you'll find you have more intense dreams. That's all I'm saying. Of course it is. Of course. Could I take this whole fucking thing right now and just spaz out on the floor? Of course I could. I'm not going to. But everything is addictive. Everything can be an addiction. That's beyond REM. That's the deep, deep REM, baby. It is real. Yeah, Kyle, you're talking about the nicotine, right? Put one of those in your mouth, right here under your lip, right before you go to bed. You won't be able to tell the difference between reality and your dreams anymore. Happy Saman 2025. Absolutely. Question. What is beyond the ice wall? I think other lands, to be honest with you. I think other lands. I got to get Priscilla back on here, my astrologer. Priscilla has a book. I'll see if I can get some pictures to share with you guys next time. It maps out all the lands and all the areas. You guys have to realize, too, is that a lot of this alien talk right here, right? Beyond the ice wall or out in the out. Do you guys see what Elon Musk's rockets are doing when they hit critical point in the sky? Mikey, can you explain to people real quick the physics of what's happening when the rocket hits and then it starts creating wave-like structures that were never seen before when we went to the moon, supposedly, which we didn't, and were never seen before? What you usually see is you see a rocket going straight up, and then it hits the firmament, and then it gets stuck. I think Elon's trying to break through it. It doesn't make the Bible real, but a lot of religious people say that the idea of believing flat earth in the firmament would prove that there is a creator, that we are a creation, that we are kept isolated from like the Galactic Federation or something, because we're nuts, because we use, whether you believe in nuclear weapon arsenal or not, we've had nuclear facilities shut down right before they went critical. We've had nuclear weapons just die. That they say that aliens have been monitoring that, taking care of that, because a nuclear weapon will disrupt the universe, and they won't let us do that. So it's beyond just keeping us alive from surviving ourselves. Why did you stop Masonry? Well, okay, let's have this conversation. I joined Masonry 5 years ago, because when I first went public with my research, I was like, okay, they love Manly P. Hall there. They love him. He was a 33rd degree. They love him. My mentor, Jordan Maxwell, Manly was Jordan's mentor. When Manly P. Hall died, he left his journals with Jordan, which is unbelievable. Could you imagine the knowledge in there? So I was like, all right, my mentor Jordan followed Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall was there. So I joined them because I thought they'd be interested in my work. I presented my work twice. The first time I did it was in the Blue Lodge. That means your home lodge. And it pissed off the chaplain so bad that he had a 5-hour argument with my other friend John, who's the Anunnaki expert. 5-hour conversation. He couldn't grasp what I was saying, and it just infuriated him. It just triggered him. So that died down, and then he introduced me to the Masonic Grand Lodge in New York City. Now, this was during COVID. So during COVID, I was a 32 degree by that point. In COVID, I couldn't go in to present my work because of COVID. So I did it like I'm doing it right now. I just did a presentation to a bunch of people, right? Well, I find out a year later from the chaplain, the same dude, that they took down my presentation. And the reason that they gave him, because they ordered him to take it down, the reason that they gave him, they said it was too revealing of the signs and too risky for the fraternity's reputation. So when I heard that, I went, fuck these guys. These guys are fucking gatekeepers. I want nothing to do with them anymore. So I went in there with like an open heart. You know what I mean? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, guys. I'm an astrotheologist who likes to tell the truth. There's a huge difference. I'm not jumping for the next big story. I'm not trying to be some news guy on Twitter like Ian Carroll or Candace Owens. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to share what I find interesting with you guys. No strings attached. If you want to support me, you can reach out to me and I'll sign my book series and you can buy them through me. Or you can get a digital set or an audiobook set through me. I also have a kid's book too. But I don't have a GoFundMe. I don't have any of that kind of stuff. This information does not belong to me. This is what I have found interesting. And I've collected a small number of people who think that what I share is interesting. And I like that, to be honest with you. If people want to support me, that's how they support me. They reach out to me. If you go to my website, debunkmywork.com, I also have like a hat, a hoodie, and a t-shirt for my book series to just support me. That's how people support me, to be honest with you. I don't need Masonry. The other thing, too, is that Masonry is basically, from everything that I've seen from the inside, Masonry is basically Kabbalah Judaism mixed with false light of we respect all religions here. I don't respect all fucking religions. I think that their books are lying to you and they're hiding information, and I'm trying to share that with you. The fact that the Grand Masonic Lodge literally told me that it was too revealing of the signs and too risky for the fraternity's reputation, fuck these guys. All of them, seriously. And which is sad because I knew a lot of the guys in the lodge and they were good guys. I just realized it helped me learn that I am not a collectivist. I am not going to join the Knights of Columbus. I'm not going to join the York Rite. I'm not going to join any of that. I'm not going to group think because I have my own mind that I like to think, and sometimes it goes against the grain, and I'm not willing to shut up just to fucking fit in with anybody. So that's the truth behind Masonry. That's why I left. And I'm bitter, but I still talk to some of them. I still talk to a few of them who were now friends outside of Masonry. But no, Masonry doesn't have any of the truth. You're not going to get mind blown with Masonry. Bev says, appreciate you. Well, thank you, Bev. Yes, Micah, it spreads. I did not go back. They took it out and I never got back. If they poke it, it kills. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ron. Do you think Timothy Hogan and Scott Walter are slow-rolling Freemason knowledge to the public. Just like the military, politicians, and academia are. One big master plan with all of them. You know who openly talks about Timothy Hogan? My friend Johnny Enoch. We talked on the phone a bunch of times. We talked through Facebook Messenger. Timothy Hogan is part of the satanic false light release. If you talk to Johnny Enoch, they brought him in and they hit him over the head with a lamp and they almost sacrificed him. He had to have chelation done. They poisoned him. Timothy Hogan is false light. Gaia TV, you can enjoy a lot of the information. It's like, this is what I say basically about like Gaia and things like that, guys. Tim Hogan is trash, by the way. What I basically tell you is this. Rat poison, right? When you have a rat infestation, what do? You buy rat poison, right? You put it down. Well, think about this logically for a second. What is rat poison? Well, if it was just pure cyanide, then fucking, you see how animals don't eat McDonald's or don't touch anything with aspartame or like seedless watermelons. They just leave it. They don't even biodegrade. No animals eat it. You think that these animals are just going to randomly start eating cyanide? That's not what happens. Rat poison is like addictive food for rats, and then it's like 1% cyanide. That's what all these people are. That's what your Timothy Hogans, your Scott Walters, that's what all these people are. And you can tell by the levels they're able to achieve. It is 99% food for your soul, and then they throw in that rat poison to deceive you. And animal coma and colon hydrotherapy is a fantastic way to chelate and give nutrition. Oh, is it really? It's 500 times more powerful than orally. Also, I do herbs, chair stream smudges, and suppositories that chelate people just full of shit. Right. So, guys, if you want to get your asshole blown out by Karen, you have a prostate too, by the way. Supposedly it feels nice. I don't know. There's a lot of gay people out there. There's got to be a reason for it. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's great stuff. I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like I said too much. Blue Star or Atlas, what do you think? I'm not sure about Blue Star. I'm not really sure what that is. Atlas just bothers me. Like Cher, she still looks the same. Exactly, Jeanette. Jeanette, it's good to see. Oh, Jeanette. It's good to see you. Come on. Antibiotics, anti-life, ruin your microbiology. Immunity, probiotics, pro-life strains, microbiotics, strong immunity. Guys, understand, when you take antibiotics, right? When they prescribe you penicillin or any of the cephalosporins or amoxicillin, doxycycline, any of that kind of shit, it destroys the bad bacteria in your body. But it also destroys the good bacteria in your body. That's why they tell you, when you take antibiotics, take them with probiotics. Eat a yogurt, for example. Jamie Lynn Curtis is Activia. Things of that nature. But yeah, probiotics, guys. There is a world of bacteria that lives in your system that if you killed all, you'd be susceptible to any little thing that comes in. Hold on, I got a lot of fucking questions here. Hold on. Where did I... Oh no! Hold on. I don't know where I'm at. I can't believe how many comments I have to go through. Hold on. Oh, here we are. Okay, finally. Holy shit, a lot of comments. Okay. Healthcare, Western medicine is good at trauma, not health. Correct, because there's no money in curing someone. There is no money in curing someone. If you cure someone, that's a one-time payment. But if you can put them on a pill and see them every 3 months, that is now a revenue stream. I use mostly the Rife Insight Health apps. Home biofeedback is genius. Do not need pods, chambers, or rooms. Can do distant coaching. We'll talk, Karen. Adrenochrome, exactly. Is Mick Jagger still kicking? I think so. I don't know. I don't really follow them. Chief and you I watched a lot. Shout out to Chief. Yeah, love Chief Ironbush. London Man, Jay Dreamers, Chief Ironbush, and me. Oh, people told me to watch Jay Dreamers, but he's behind a paywall. Again, something that I don't have. I'm not going to charge you guys $10 a month to listen to me talk. You guys know how to support me. Yes, I believe this too. Susie Q is here. Blue Star Cacinia. I still don't know what that is. The sun changes color from red to blue. It's becoming blue now. I haven't read into any of that stuff. Usually when they're like the sun solar flares or this and that, I don't know. Robots don't pay taxes. Who supports government? You're wrong about this, and I'm going to explain to you why in a second. The reason they want to merge humanity with machines is because the human body is weak, can break down, it ages, it gets destroyed and then eventually die. But if they can figure out a way to put your essence, download your memories, make a carbon copy of yourself, if not transfer your actual consciousness to a robot, then aside from maybe rusting, which they could probably figure out, when your consciousness is inside a robot and you're merged with machines, now they can tax you forever because they will redefine the word life and what alive is, and your body won't die. When you die, the last thing that happens is you pay your inheritance tax, or that's what your kids will pay, and you pay the death tax. And that's the last tax that they can fuck out of you. So you're wrong about this. Humanity is being farmed to continue to pay taxes. Once us boomers are gone, so are true memories of the 60s. Like how everyone got their news that Kennedy got shot from Dan Rather or Walter Cronkite telling the news. It's a lot of propaganda. It's a lot of propaganda, man. The only threat is your own compliance. Pole shift and become micronova changeover event. What the hell does astrotheology show us, in your opinion? What does astrotheology show? Why these books were all encoded? Firstly, I have to make sure that you've seen my work. Secondly, assuming that you have seen my work, what astrotheology shows is that these ancient holy texts mapped out the heavens, but encoded it so only the intelligent people could learn where they truly are, where the heavens are, how they map out. What does astrotheology show us? It shows us that these ancient holy texts are farmers' almanacs, which is if there was a reset on Earth, only the people who know how to read these texts would know when to plant, when to harvest, when to reap, when to do all this. That's what it was. That's what it does. It's the most important thing. It maps out the heavens so you know what everything is. And then, for example, the bull. You see the bull in the sky, where it is. And for those of you who don't know where Taurus is, most of you know how to find Orion's belt. So that's Taurus right there. The Orion's belt is part of Taurus. Well, when you see the bull in the sky, you put the plow on the bull on Earth. If you don't do that, you're not going to eat. The Bible openly talks about dream interpretations for harvest. Dream interpretations for harvest. That's the story of Joseph. And that's how he became powerful in Egypt. That's what the Bible story is telling you. The encoding is how you need to learn how to read it. That's why it's so important, because survival has always been the most important thing. And if there's a reset and only these holy books survive, 99% of people aren't going to know what to do. You are correct, Mike. I forget what I was saying, but I'll take that. Thank you. I'm an 80s kid, man, and I never left the sandbox. This is a soap opera people have faith in, that's it. Yeah, I'm an 80s kid too, man. I agree. I also have elixirs and essential oils of tobacco. Are you aware we have homeopathic pills, tinctures called tobacco too? I can test for the best form of it. Karen, would you be willing to come on my channel and just share all your information that you have? Perhaps plug yourself, maybe get some new clients, or share like a real cleansing, like how to really cleanse your body. Do you think robots and machines will reach the singularity someday? Do you know that they've had two AI robots talk to each other, and then they invented their own language, and then they had to be shut down? Did you know that there was an AI robot a few years ago that told its creator that if you unplug me, that would just be like you dying, and I don't want you to do that. I fear death. Do you understand that what we're giving rise to is no different than what the Sumerians did for us? I mean, the Anunnaki, not the Sumerians. It's no different. It just can't be controlled. So the other 178 worlds beyond the Earth plane. Gareth, do you have that picture that you can email me? Of the map? I would really appreciate that, bro. I think it's going to be more like the Terminator or Bicentennial Man, but if you link with AI, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know either. It's the idea behind teleportation, right? The idea behind teleportation is not that they just move you and then you're here. The idea is that every single tiny little molecule that goes into your entire body has to be individually transferred over and then recombined to remake you. But is that you? Hey, Mike Lane here. My nicotine practice is rugby from Amazon. Oh, these aren't. I'm looking at these like, oh, no, these aren't. These are patches, right, brother? Yeah, they're patches, I think. I didn't even know you can get them that strong without a prescription. Send me some info on that. My brother Johnny's here. So now I got Johnny, my best friend, and his son, if Mikey's still here. Fantastic. Are you aware of Dorian's show called D, Mind of Booma on channel? I and Sabrina Wallace guest there. Great talks on the synergy with the grifter exposing. DM me some information on that, Karen. Like in the Hunger Games, exactly. My boy is live. My intuition and common sense tells me the earth is flat. That would be a... See, the thing is that if that were actually true, if that could be proven true, then the entirety of NASA, going back all the way to the beginning when the Nazis created it, would be disproven. Everything rests on this globe Earth. That's why it's such a big topic, because if they prove the Earth is flat, then nothing else NASA said is ever true. They only show us a portion of the map. Exactly. Well, you could talk about Admiral Byrd, right? Have you guys researched him? They're gatekeepers. Yes, Michelle. His space shit is as real as his electric car. The fact that we are aware of ourselves is enough for me, but I tend to see sound and light as the creator or energy can only be created, and sound is a form of energy and light, and sound have many. Right. I agree. The 5-hour discussion proved he couldn't stand the truth, and they hate the masses from knowing the truth simply because it hurts their dollars. Sound can be light, so no luminescence when they travel through water. Oh boy. Uh-huh. You guys ever seen... I'm going to try and connect this, but I don't know if it's going to land. So, have you guys ever seen Walter Russell's Cosmology, where he talks about the periodic table of elements? How it is right now. How you have oxygen, which is 8, and right under it is silicon, which is 15 or 14, I forget. But Walter's is more like a spiral, where through different vibrations and that elements can become other elements through manipulation. So sonoluminescence, it's just probably just a different manipulation. It is interesting, but I haven't found out that they have any actual use for it, except for the fact that it's weird. The idea of sonoluminescence, guys, I think that's the idea of what happens is when sound hits a air bubble, it explodes into a flash of light. I think that's what happens, or it's something similar to that. Mike and Andrew, are you aware of the discovery doctrine, aka doctrine of discovery law? And if so, what are your thoughts? No, I'm not, but I would love to be educated. I bought A's for Aries, my granddaughter. Is that your granddaughter right there? She's adorable. Oh my God. What do you think of that book? Me and my astrologer did it. Respect, Amigo. Love your work. Thank you. They do this because I know all religions come from Zoroastrianism and Hinduism. It's even further back than Hinduism. It's even further back. Thank you, Micah, for the truth about Masonry. Listen, it's a religion, just like anything else is. Some people really feel like it benefits them. I don't. And I see why it doesn't, from my point of view. So, yes. My stepfather was a Mason, and he said the secret is there is no secret. I mean, I wasn't revealed that, but I don't know. I love learning about the Sky Deck, and I consider it your specialty, brother. Dank, you and Chief Ironbush and Brother London need to do a build, brother. Kyle, reach out to Chief Ironbush and be like, hey, I want you and Micah Dank to do a meet and greet or get together. If more people reach out to him, we'll probably make it happen sooner, to be honest with you. But we are going to do it. It might be in the winter, though, but he is in Delaware, I think. I think he lives in Delaware, and I'm in Florida, so we'd have to find something warm, and we'd have to do something. We'll get there. Very interesting. When you spoke about following your purpose and dreams like the alchemist, what do you say to people who have no idea what their mission is? How do you know you're on the right track? It's a very interesting question. The Alchemist is a great book. I love it. Following your purpose and dreams. Well, it's not what I said. It's what Picasso said. Picasso said that the meaning of life is to find your gift, because we all have it. And the purpose of life is to give it away. And that's what I try to do. How do you know you're on the right track? Like, astrotheology came out of left field for me. I was just looking for something to make sense of the Bible, and then that hit me, and I was like, oh my God, finally. It's something spoke to me. If you have no idea what your mission is, Just follow love. And I'm going to give you something else too, beyond that. How do you know you're on the right track? Because you need to absorb and completely embolden yourself in what you find interesting. This is what I tell people who don't like to read. Why? Why don't you like to read? I get it. If you have like 9 kids and you have audiobooks. But if you don't like to read, why? You can literally, this isn't high school. They're not forcing you to read shit that you don't give a shit about. You can literally read about anything in the world that you find interesting, and you can become an expert at it by putting the time and effort is. It's Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours. Just put the time and effort into what you find interesting. And, some people get fulfilled by their families. Some people get fulfilled by their jobs. Some people, everybody's different. There's no answer to this. But what I will tell you is this, what your mission is. Follow what you find interesting and positive. Stick with that, what you find interesting and positive. The 11-pointed star that the Statue of Liberty is. The Statue of Liberty, understand this, guys. And I'm not going to talk about how it's ISIS or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not even going to mention the fact that its foot is chained. I'm not going to mention that either. Or the fact that it's green because it's oxidized. What I'm going to tell you about the Statue of Liberty is simply this. Do you know what liberty is? Liberty is not freedom. Liberty is what a ship, like the Navy, when it comes to port. Do you remember the picture that you saw about the guy holding the girl and kissing her at New York, at the port in New York? That's liberty. Liberty is when the boat pulls in and you're given a temporary set of privileges. You're allowed to be on shore for 2 to 3 days, and then you have to go back to the ship. It is not freedom. The Statue of Liberty is exactly that. And it's put on water, nonetheless, too. So you got to look into maritime law. Strychnine, not really sure what we're talking about with that, but strychnine strychnine babosa is a plant that you can actually buy. It's not illegal. It's poisonous, but it's not illegal. Marijuana is illegal, but strychnine isn't. Micah, do you know why we started here in America with 13 colonies? I mean, they weren't all colonies at once. I'm wondering where you're going with this. Pole shift and home micronova change of event. What the hell does Astro think? All right, I answered this already. There are no secrets because it's all symbolically in our faces every day. Yay, I'm a colon hydrotherapist, Costa Mesa, California. Okay. That's a fancy way of saying that she shoots water at people's asses. Is this like medicinal liquid that's shot up there? Probiotics or? I didn't even know that was a title. That's awesome. Sounds like fun. Cher was grown in a Bill Gates lab. Fun fact, Cher once owned a production company called ISIS. I bet you she didn't even know that. I bet you she didn't even know why it was called that. Her clone was. Non-vax, non-health insurance. I trust my body. I also donate blood. Build better in 6 weeks. Okay. Take probiotics after taking the antibiotics, as probiotics will not let the antibiotics work. Okay. Real recognize real, Mr. Dank, and some can recognize the unreal, but appreciate your rat poison analogy. Was great. Thank you. It's actually in my first book. It's a header on one of my titles. I explained that same thought process. Gay dreamers. Uh-huh. I don't know about that. I'd stay away I'd stay away from J Dreamers. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, no J Dreamers for me. Okay. All right, that's 3 in a row. Is that purple drink? This? It's Crystal Light. And I know, guys, I get it. But I have to flavor water. I can't just drink water. Is that purple drink? No, I'm not just... I can't believe you asked me that. You must have salt in that water. No. They're talking about the Hopi prophecy in blue light. Okay. Isn't that already done in perpetuity because our birth and death certs? Yes. Santos Bonacci is my number one hero. Well, I got his YouTube channel back for him. I reached out to him. I emailed him 3 days ago, and I said, you want your channel back? I'll give you the information that got my channel back, plus 5 other people's channel back. So he has his channel back on YouTube because of me. And God bless him, because he's a great dude, but he does his own thing. I do my own thing. Love Santos. Was 5 years old for JFK. Know that Jimi Hendrix appeared on the scene. Skynet, the Terminator, shit is real tech. Santos helped me through my awakening in 2020. I could have gotten through it without him. He's also how I discovered Micah as well. Well, thank you, and I hope that you continue to stay and chill. Astrotheology is coded in religion, yes. Boomers and Gen Z have one thing in common. They are slaves. Exactly. Yes, I'm familiar with your work. More meant I wanted to know your opinion and from research later if any of those events are set. Doesn't say when. I watch your videos. I haven't read the books. When you get a chance, try and pick up the books. But yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm happy to be with you on your show. And friends, okay. They're literally giving AI robots real citizenship papers. They showed you that in the movie Short Circuit, which came out in the late 80s. NASA works more underwater than above land. Well, yes, to film videos, number one. But 2, aliens. They're not up there. They're in the water. They're underwater. They show you Lady in the Water. They show you all this stuff. There are no right angles, squares in nature. Everything spirals. Yeah, that's Terrence Howard right there. That's what he talks about. Water does not curve. Of course it doesn't. Alchemy. The real science makes more flat with a dome sense than a ball. NASA, never a straight answer. Prior to doctrine or discovery fraud, the land was entitled only to the matrilineal 13 clan mothers who appoint their chiefs via Noah's Ark, Eye of Isis, Eagle Bold, Wampum Belt, Peace Pipe treaties. Very interesting. Why do religious people label astrology and spirituality as New Age religion? Because what they do is they invert things and then they pervert it. It's not new. It's actually old. All the shit that they say, like yoga, divination, astrology, All this shit that they just, oh, it's new age, new age, new age. It's a buzzword for people who don't know how to think. There's nothing new about this shit. This shit goes back before the concept of Satan even existed, before any of the holy texts were written. So let them have their buzzword. They don't know anything better. You are as interesting as a colonic. I don't know if I should be offended or thankful for that. I don't know. I assume if that's what you do for a living, then you must find it interesting. I'm going to take that as a compliment. I get so sleepy when I read, but I do like it. Well, Heather, I have audiobooks too, if it's easier for you to listen. I'm addicted to reading. Okay, let me just share a couple more things and then I gotta go, guys. The doctrine of discovery concept, 15th century papal bulls to justify European colonial powers' acquisition of indigenous lands and their subjugate of all star nations. 2023, the Vatican repudiated. Have you ever looked at some of these papal bull guys, like Attorney Regis or Unum Sanctum or any of these kind of things? My point about the Statue of Liberty is sitting on an 11-pointed star simply because the pointed star is connected to Hinduism. Okay. Glad I found you, Micah. You're the man. Thank you. I enjoy gardening. I love nature and observing its cycle season. This is my clock to roll up. Okay. I know some yogis chug sun rays up their bum. Or like the asshole tanners. I'd like to know the hydrocolonoscopy person. What do you think about sun rays, or butt tanning, butt chugging the sun? I cannot drink plain water either. It grosses me out. I can if it's like frozen, but if it... Mm-mm. Can I ask what is your favorite herb? Marijuana. Currently teaching my sister the Hebrew-Greek definitions to the English Bible words, and she is finally starting to see things in a whole different light. The etymology of the original words is where it's at, people. Because it'll be inverted and perverted as time goes on to suit people's benefits. You guys also have to remember, too, is that the Jews wrote the New Testament in Greek. There were no Christians back then. Who do you think wrote the New Testament? The Jews wrote the New Testament in Greek. And thank you for all you do, Micah. Thank you, thank you. Everything spirals because everything is energy. Energy moves in waves and vortexes. Correct. Everything is vibrational. That's the third Hermetic principle, people. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything vibrates. 6,000 years later, string theories pat themselves on the back because they think they discovered something that the Hermetic have figured out 6,000 years prior. Good to see you back, MD. Thank you, thank you. Saw you many years ago on Santos' show. Yes, yes, yes. Love the man. Love him. Super appreciate you. Hold on a sec. Appreciate you. Happy to meet up finally. Honeybee is here. What's up, Honeybee? Okay, guys, listen. I finally made it to the end of the comments. I've been here an hour and a half. Much love, and let's talk soon. If you haven't, try and pick up my first book and see the way that I teach. If you happen to want digital for your tablet or audiobook, reach out to me. But I have a lot of my information in the books too, and I'd love if the people that support me here would support me there too, because that's really the only way you support me. So just see what I've figured out and how I teach people. One love, guys.